58. Okay, this is about the Bill O'Reilly firing. Okay, the media has been, Bill O'Reilly got fired by Fox, if everybody knows that already. And the media reports that had to do with sexual harassment. Several women accused him of sexual harassment, and he settled their cases. And basically, they say that it's a fear of a boycott of their products. All the advertisers pull out because of fear of a boycott. Well, there's several things that make me doubt this. That I think there's more to it than that. Of course, I'm just paranoid. I mean, I tend to be paranoid, but there's evidence that there's quite a bit of evidence that that's not the reason they pulled out. And one of my theories is that you take all these women that were protesting outside of Fox News, and you know they're the ones that are maddest about it, and you go up to any one of these women and ask them who Fox's sponsors are. Who sponsors Bill O'Reilly? And I bet they can't tell you. Because it's like, I consider myself to be pretty much a crusader, pretty much clued in. I'm someone with a fairly good memory. And there were a whole bunch of corporations that band together that kept Ross Perot out of the debate because they didn't want campaign finance reform. They didn't like his platform. They wanted to screw the public, get away with it. You know, to the detriment of everyone else. You know, like they say, the 1% screws the 99% out of all the money and uses legislation to do it. Ross Perot, his campaign was to put a stop to it. So they all band together and kept him out of the debate. They all got together with the Federal Election Commission, kept him out of the debate. I can only remember one company that he listed. He named them all. I can only remember one, that's AT&T. Now, you go up and ask, and I got a pretty good memory, but you go up and ask these women who are protesting, who are Fox's sponsors? Who sponsors O'Reilly? Who sponsors his show? They can't tell you. And that's why I don't believe that's why they boycott or why they pulled out. I think they don't like what O'Reilly was telling the public. That's what I think it is. And the other thing is that this Breitbart reports, and like I say, Breitbart is not exactly CBS Reality Check. They're not exactly Mike Wallace, Vietnam and Deception. Did William Westmoreland pick the figures? They're not Mike Wallace. I mean, obviously, and they're not, you know, those other ones on CNN, or I mean on 60 Minutes. But anyway, I think they're fairly credible. They're intermediate. They're not exactly Fox, or they're not exactly the National Enquirer. Did dolphins go to the moon either? And whether they're credible or not, I don't know. But I think they are. And they say this Billionaire organized the pullout of the sponsors. And this is the same Billionaire that's reportedly being paying protesters to protest Donald Trump because they don't like Trump's policy. This Billionaire has been given to the Hillary Clinton campaign, which means, like Bernie Sanders said, if someone gives to a campaign money quite a bit and they're a billionaire, they expect something back in return. And they know there's strings attached, and they know they need that campaign money to get them for the next time, so they know they're going to do everything they want. Well, that's why I was supporting her. And usually they'll put legislation through. This is the detriment of everyone else that's not giving them campaign money. And so, you know, like I say, it's a lot like Martha Stewart just throwing money, making things pretty. You know, they want something back. They want something in return. That's what Sanders put it. But anyway, the report of this Billionaire was the one that organized the pullout, the sponsor pullout of Bill O'Reilly. Well, and the other thing is that, like I say, the corporate America doesn't want the borders closed because that drives wages up. They get cheap labor. They go overseas, they recruit people, they get them over here, they don't have to pay them anything. And they send jobs overseas. But they want those open borders because they profit from illegal aliens, a lot of them. And so they want that way, if they shut the borders down, the wages go up, they got to pay everybody a living wage. Like I say, everybody leaves the packing plant because they got better jobs, more jobs, fewer workers. And they have to double their salary to keep them there. That's what corporate America doesn't want, and that's what this Billionaire doesn't want. More than likely, that's what Time Warner doesn't want. All the people that own the corporate media, Time Warner, the Disney, Comcast, and what's the other one? Anyway, I can't remember, but there's two reasons there. The other thing, there seems to be a revamping at Fox News. which they reported on. And they've also been trying to attack Hannity. Hannity, who they say is pretty much hard-hitting. Here we have Bill O'Reilly, who brought out that there was a Mexican, two illegal aliens from Mexico that raped a woman. And he also brought out that the other major networks that are corporate-owned media that don't want closed borders, they wouldn't report it. Because what happens? First of all, in the first place, he just credited them so no one listens to him. And so with those closed borders, they want to close the borders up, they want to keep them closed and open, and the way they do that, the billionaires can seize the Congress with campaign money. But if Trump has enough support, and if they report, and Bill Reilly gets on there and says, hey, illegal aliens raped a white woman, then you get a lot of public that want to protect women, and they'll try to keep the borders open, and they'll counteract all the campaign money that this billionaire pours into Congress to keep them seized up. And that's what he doesn't want, and that's why I think O'Reilly got fired. That's what I think happened. And it has to do with the billionaire class and not wanting you to hear what O'Reilly's telling you. And I also noticed that two things happened. One, we know that O'Reilly's ratings have never been higher. And two, we know that O'Reilly kicked the billionaire class in the balls harder than they've ever been kicked right before he got fired. A funny coincidence. And you take YouTube and O'Reilly together, and you have all this corporate-owned media that's trying to lie, deceive the public, and keep those borders open. And you've got O'Reilly plus YouTube that's telling you the truth, that's telling you that why they don't want them open, why they want them open, and how you could profit if they close them, and that's what they don't want you to hear. And you put YouTube and O'Reilly together, what do you have? You got ratings that equal those lying corporate media. That's what they don't want, and that's what the billionaire class doesn't want. And that's why O'Reilly, they knocked him off, and that's why they're trying to knock YouTube off, and that's exactly what's going on. And Trump's trying to drain the swamp, and O'Reilly's telling everything Trump's doing and telling why it's good, and that's why, and it looks like a partisan battle. Well, the Democrats are still in bed with corruption, pretty much. They don't support Sanders, so they're pretty much in bed with corruption. It's not a, so if they're revamping Fox News, they're trying to make it advertiser friendly. They're trying to make corporate America friendly. They're trying to make campaign finance corruption friendly. They're not trying to make it move to the left. They're trying to move it towards the 1%, what they want you to hear, and turn it into CNN, where it's fake news, where they have a bias, and they try to shut down everything Trump does every time he tries to clean the swamp. And let's see what else. O'Reilly talked too much. That's what I think happened. And oh, the other thing I was going to say. We don't know for sure, but you had Ross Perot. We know the corporate America tried to keep him out of the debate. You know, so he couldn't talk. Censorship. You know, they couldn't tell the truth about the corruption, and he wouldn't get elected. And then they fired Dan Rather. Well, Dan Rather filed a lawsuit. And Dan Rather did not file this lawsuit to get money. He filed a lawsuit to find out what went on, what corruption went on among the corporate media that got him fired. And what they told was that it had to do with lobbyists that were lobbying the Bush administration, the Republicans in Congress that wanted some kind of favors that helped Viacom, or the corporation that owned it. And that's why they fired him, because he kept knocking Bush. And it was pissing off the Bush administration, where they weren't helping the lobbyists, they weren't helping Viacom. That's why he got fired. And then the other one was Bill Maher. Bill Maher got fired because he criticized corporate America too much. They had one of them criticized. But anyway, all of the advertisers pulled out of him, his show. And here you have O'Reilly, the very same thing happening. I mean, it's the same damn thing that's going on. It's the same thing they've been doing since day one to keep their power base and not let the media talk. And they want to keep the wool pulled over your eyes. And the only, away, what O'Reilly, Bill Maher, what he did, he went, like I said in an earlier report, he went to HBO, he got his own sponsors. He found sponsors that were friendly to campaign finance reform. Sponsors that were friendly that don't like corporate America and the stronghold they have on the government that want your one man, one vote back. And there's a lot of them that are. There's a lot of billionaires that support reform. Even Warren Buffett's talked about the corruption in the AMA and how it's a tapeworm on the rest of the economy. And all O'Reilly would have to do is just find enough sponsors to support him and support Trump cleaning up the swamp and getting rid of the corruption and support, closing up the borders to make wages higher and increasing our standard of living. And he could do the same way Bill Maher did if he just does it. And I'm hoping he does. But anyway, I guess that's... let's see. Bill Maher got his own sponsors. Yeah, I said that the ratings are about equal. I guess that's about all I have to say on that. I know it's awfully rough. I should do it over, but I don't know. I guess I'm not going to. The other thing is the bottom. I can't get any hits. I'm not getting any hits. I don't know whether I'm too boring. I don't know whether people don't believe what I'm saying. They're not interested in what I'm saying. But I just think that all the women that are unhappy with Bill O'Reilly, at least they ought to give him credit for the fact that he brought out that he's trying to stop women from getting raped by talking about illegal aliens raping women, which in turn would probably reduce the number of rapes. You know, if they come over here and rape somebody, go back to Mexico, you can't do anything, you can't stop them. As far as I know, they get away with it, I don't know, but he's doing his part there to protect women, and he ought to get credit for that. Not saying that what he did with the harassment was good, but at least he ought to get credit for what he did do, and he got fired, and probably over that. So he lost his job, he's trying to protect women. That's what it looks like to me. And it ought to be in the equation anyway. I guess that's all I got to say. And, thanks for watching.